200 million years ago, the Earth was ruled by tiny reptiles. Okay, technically, it was ruled by the archosaurs, a diverse group of reptiles that eventually gave rise to dinosaurs, crocodiles, and birds. And these early archosaurs were small, like the size of a house cat. They had long tails and 4 legs, and were perfectly adapted for life on land. Then something interesting happened. A small group of archosaurs split off from the main reptile group and evolved into the earliest dinosaurs. These dinosaurs were only a few feet long and looked kind of like little agile lizards. The oldest known species is called Eoraptor, and Eoraptor means dawn raider, and these guys really were the dawn raiders, because they were the predecessors to all the big theropods that came later, including T-Rex and Velociraptor. But how do we know that they were the ancestors to the big meat-eaters? Well, it comes down to a few key adaptations. First, they had light, hollow bones. You can actually see the air sacs in this fossil right here. These bones were not only light, but also very thin and flexible, and this adaptation allowed the dinosaurs to stand up on 2 legs instead of 4. Now, being bipedal meant that they could run faster, but it also freed up their hands to do other things like, holding onto a big juicy steak. Now, the cool thing about these early dinosaurs is that they show us a transitional form between the old reptiles and the new dinosaurs. But they also show us the evolutionary pressures that led to the giants. See, the earliest dinosaurs were small, around 3 feet long, and that's pretty small for a carnivore. But over time, the descendants of Eoraptor grew larger and larger. And the reason for that is pretty simple. See, the Earth had been pretty dry for a while, but during the Triassic, the climate started to change, and there was more vegetation and more food available. And with more food available, the dinosaurs could grow bigger and bigger. In fact, by the end of the Triassic, there were already dinosaurs that were over 20 feet long, and these giants paved the way for the even bigger dinosaurs that came later. So thanks to Eoraptor and its small, agile relatives, we got T-Rex. So next time you're looking at a dinosaur fossil, remember, it's not just a big old bone. It's a story of evolution from tiny reptiles to the kings of the dinosaurs.